What's good, y'all? Before we get into today's video, I wanted to mention that I'm giving out a 30% off discount code for the rest of this year on all 4 of my online courses. I got one on the hippopotamus defense. I use this exclusively to reach the national master title. And I also got one on the Czech Pierts, right? Very underrated opening. I got one on the Ponziani opening, probably the trappiest opening in all of chess. And finally, I got one on how to play the move of 2 knight c3 to crush this Scandinavian defense. All you got to do to get that 30% off, plug in the discount code 2024. And if you plug it in and it's 2024 when you do it, you will get 30% off. Okay, only good until the end of this year, 2024, and you will receive 30% off on any of those courses. Let's now head over to the video. I recently came out with a video on how to play the Spielmann Gambit, one of the most underrated gambits in all of chess that hardly anyone knows about. I've seen barely any content on it on YouTube, and it's a very fun gambit for you e4 players. You can see it with this move e4, and you can actually reach it, as I cover in that other video, against either the Scandinavian or against the Alekhine's defense. This video right here, just a quick little miniature from the white side, winning this game quickly, a master game played back in the year of 1992, in which case white won this game in only 14 moves. Knight c3 is played here, d5, black here going, you know what, I don't want to play a Pierce, I don't want to play e5 going into potentially a Vina gambit, I'm just going to play the move d5, playing the Alekhine's defense, but the Scandi variation of the Alekhine's, the Scandinavian variation, and in this case, we can play e5. Now, there's 3 moves here that are good for black, d4, knight e4, and knight fd7. This is considered to be a good move for black. But here you can play e6 with the Spielmann Gambit. And this is not one of those gambits, again, where you're just sitting there. I talked about this in the other video. We're not just sitting here hoping our opponent makes a mistake. If you plug this into the engine, white still has a better eval. We're still leading this game. We're not winning, but we have a better position than black, according to the engine, which is very rare for a gambit like this. So f takes e6 is played. We play d4. Really staking out the e5 square. This is a hole for the rest of this game. No black pawn can attack / defend that square. e6 is a huge target. I mean, I don't know how that pawn on e6 is going to survive very long. And because of that too, this bishop's terrible. This bishop's terrible. This e6 move can't happen. And sure, if a move like g6 is actually what we see in the game, black can try to develop that bishop. But then h4, this pawn's a big old target now. h4 is played, h5 continuing to attack. If g takes, bishop e2 here is good. We can't take with the rook, but I think bishop to e2 is a great idea, just looking to capture back with the bishop, throwing in a check. But in the game here, we have knight captures back. The rook takes, we have queen takes, h5 with check, and if king d7. In the game here, we have knight f3. Now, we're still better after knight f3, but the best thing that you can do, instead of just throwing that knight out, is sack on d5, throw in a check, throw in another check, and then play knight f3. Let's compare the different positions, right? So if you play knight f3 right away, you have the following. If you go through this whole, line of sacking on d5 and then playing knight f3 eventually, you have this position. What's the difference when we compare those two positions? Well, as you can see, it really comes down to us giving up this knight for these 2 pawns. And this is great for us, right? So going back again to king d7, we want to take on d5, throw in a check, throw in another check, and then play knight f3. Without these pawns here, we have a lot of great ideas. Knight e5 with check, d5, queen g4 ideas, playing along this diagonal potentially. Bishop f4 continuing to really just, play aggressive chess. And at this point in the game, black's just down so much development that if you play this well as white, black is not going to be able to survive. You still have a lot of development on the way. You already have 2 very active pieces, and if black tries to offer a trade, game over. That's it. So going back to king d7, we see the move knight f3. Again, I think taking first is better, but knight f3 is played, queen e8, and in this case, queen e5, attacking the rook. Black goes, you know what, I'm not going to play bishop g7 or bishop h6, just giving up a piece. Let me try to get a fighting chance in this game. But now knight takes d5 is played, and this is winning. E takes d5, game over. Black ends up going, you know what, I'm going to move my queen. But we now have this idea of knight f4. Black can go with c6, but at that point we capture off the rook. We're up a piece and a pawn here, and we're attacking, and h7's weak, and black doesn't have develop. You get the point. So knight f4 is played. Black ends up going with this move, bishop g7. But after queen takes e6 with check, black resigns. Great, quick, easy win from white in a master game in 1992 with the Spielmann Gambit. See you on the next one. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. And just a quick reminder that in addition to the 30% off all online courses sale this month, we wanted to also give a 20% off sale on our physical merch all December. We got shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more on the merch shelf below, and we got a lot more on the website. So check them out and use the code WINTER20 for 20% off. On top of that, I wanted to give a big shout out to my Patreon supporters for the month of December in 2024. I appreciate you guys a ton. It's been great getting to know you. And yeah, I'm just humbled by your support. And if you guys haven't thought about joining the Patreon community before, there's some exclusive benefits that you gain by becoming a member. And I look forward to seeing you over there on the platform. Peace.